Critical steps before you PR your code. I'm Spencer Thomason, and here at Startup Hack, we love to train software developers and to build custom software solutions. I do a lot of work as a fractional CTO. With over a decade of executive leadership and a solid 25 years in software development, I've mastered the art of transforming technology teams and products. So let's dive into something that every developer should keep in mind before submitting a PR or a pull request. The first critical step is to keep your PR small and manageable. Why? Because large PRs are like a massive bowl of spaghetti, impossible to untangle and hard to digest. Small PRs, on the other hand, are easy to review, test, and merge. They reduce the cognitive load on your reviewers, making it more likely your changes will be thoroughly reviewed and caught if there's an issue. Plus, smaller changes mean less chance of introducing bugs or conflicts down the line. Before you even think about submitting that PR, take a step back, put yourself in the shoes of the reviewer. Ask yourself, if I were reviewing this, what would I be looking for? This mindset shift is critical because it helps you spot potential issues before they become someone else's headache. Pretend you're seeing the code for the first time, and does everything make sense? Are there clear comments explaining complex logic? This self-review step is often overlooked, but it's one of the most effective ways to catch mistakes early and ensure your code is clean, readable, and maintainable. So let's be real. How often do we find a piece of code and immediately PR it without giving it a second glance? We're all guilty of this at times, but reviewing your code before submitting it is a game changer. Treat your own PR like it's someone else's. Scrutinize it, question it, and don't be afraid to refactor if something doesn't feel right. This extra step might seem tedious, but it's the difference between a mediocre PR and a great one. Your future self and your teammates will thank you for taking the time to polish your code before it hits the main branch. Now, as always, we love to bring you great coding samples and coding tutorials, so make sure you check out our previous videos because we have hundreds of free coding samples, because we love training software developers here at Startup Hack. Now, as part of training software developers, I love to point out that consistency is key when it comes to writing code, and this extends to your PRs. Make sure your code follows the team's agreed upon styling guides and formatting rules. Inconsistent formatting might seem like a minor issue, but it can make a PR harder to review and maintain. It's like reading a book where the font size changes every other page, distracting and annoying. Tools like linters can help enforce these rules, but ultimately it's up to you to ensure that your code is consistent and clean. A well-formatted PR is like a neatly wrapped gift. It's much more enjoyable to unwrap and to explore. Now let's talk about the commit messages. Those little blurbs that describe what your commit is about. Clear and concise commit messages are often overlooked aspects of a good PR. A good commit message should tell the story of what you did and why. It doesn't need to be a novel, but it should be informative enough that someone reading it in the future can understand the purpose of what the changes are without diving into the code. This not only helps the reviewer understand your thought process, but also serves as a valuable documentation for the team. Remember, a great PR starts with a great commit message. Now, one of the biggest pitfalls in a PR is scope creep. When what starts as a small change balloons into a massive overhaul. It's easy to get carried away and start fixing unrelated issues or adding new features, but this can lead to bloated PRs that's tough to review and prone to errors. Stick to the original scope of your PR and resist the temptation to fix just one more thing. If you find something else that needs attention, note it down, tackle it in a separate PR, or throw it into another story. This keeps your changes focused and your PR is manageable. Now, testing isn't just a box of tricks. It's a critical part of ensuring your PR is solid. Before you submit your PR, make sure your code is tested thoroughly. This includes writing unit tests and integration testing and making sure all of your existing tests pass. Don't leave it to the reviewer to catch bugs that could have easily identified with a quick test run. Testing not only helps you catch issues early, but also gives your reviewer confidence that your code won't break anything when it's merged. Remember, a PR without test is like cake without frosting, unfinished and unsatisfying. Now, comments can be your best friend or your worst enemy in a PR. Too many comments can clutter the code, while too few can leave the reviewer scratching their head. The key is to strike a good balance. Use comments to explain the why behind complex logic or decisions, but avoid stating the obvious. Your code should be self-explanatory as much as possible, but well-placed comments can provide valuable context for your reviewers. Think of comments as the breadcrumbs that guide others through your thought process, helping them understand the reasoning behind your code. Now, when you submit a PR, you're opening yourself up to feedback. Embrace it. The review process is a collaborative effort aimed at improving the code base, so don't take the suggestions personally. Instead, use them as an opportunity to learn and improve. Be open to making changes, refactoring, or even rewriting parts of your code if needed. A good developer is one who's always learning, and the PR review process is one of the best ways to sharpen your skills. Remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about delivering the best possible code for your team and for your product. So before you hit that create pull request button, take a moment to run through the final checklist. Have you reviewed your code as if you were the reviewer? Is your PR small and focused? Are your commit messages clear and informative? informative? Have you tested your code thoroughly? Are your comments helpful and concise? If you can check all these boxes, then you're ready to submit. A well-prepared PR not only makes the review process smoother, but also helps maintain the overall quality of the code base. It's these little things that make a big difference in the long run. So what are your thoughts? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Did I miss some? I love having a great discussion, so make sure to leave a comment down below and make sure to like and subscribe. Here at Startup Hack, we love training software developers in our coding boot camps and to build custom software solutions. So reach out and we'd love to help. Hit the links down below or check out startuphack.com today. Also make sure you go back and check out our previous videos because we have hundreds of free coding samples totally for free. So go check them out.